control, but there's more than that at Navi's disposal right now. Go for this veteran. Just get more setup. They need that beefy front line, like you mentioned, Mirko.
The only utility jungler left, well, there's a Kai too, but not a fan. Fredrin picked up for Navi. It is a classic Aldo drive in my opinion. Nothing too crazy, just solid stuff on the board for Navi. But ONIC have built themselves a very, very high mobility composition. Like ONIC can attack from different angles, man. Everyone wants to dive. Even the Eastern Shin here, and the Claude, even their marksman wants to dive in. What do you think, lineup-wise, Arashi, Navi or ONIC?
I feel like in normal circumstances, Navi's would look a lot more consistent, but knowing that this is ONIC here, the fact that they have two big setups for a big team fight, and they got a lot of prio going for them, I feel like I gotta give my vote to ONIC for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be diving into the land of Dawn. You can see the Garuda wings of MPL ID bring us right here into the matchup of the two yellow teams. Here we go, game number 1 in the comeback for week 4 in the MPL arena.
Let's see, it seems like just a small spell check, nothing too crazy or nothing too out of the ordinary, just some flickers here and there.
Get the veteran and the young blood here again. It's definitely for Andoryu to prove to us that he can match up to Kairi. And on the Yisun Shin, this is by all means a carry hero, but he also has angles in the late game. So Navi, they can't really afford to lose their cool here. They need to play calm, calculated all the way to the end. And look at this contest here by Keyboy as well. Doesn't really get it. Again, the emblems by GameSmax. Agility, Wilderness Blessing for both Keyboy and Sans. Again, rotations and setups. That's the name of the game for ONIC. And that's what they're able to use to get so much value. For Navi, pull yourself together for both Ukir and Apro actually. So that's a peculiar option for the Farsa. Maybe it's he has, outplays in his mind.
Yeah, good stuff here. Skylar has to go Warrior Boots instantly. And the battle for movement. Sans and Keyboy going for agility and Wilderness Blessing. Really looking to control the mid lane, but it's actually Navi who are holding it now. Big question I have right now for ONIC is, can they utilize Skylar's signature pick on Claude, right? Back in the days, at least when he was playing for RRQ, it was always play for Skylar, protect Mr. President whenever he's on Claude, the Tan. It's a different style already for ONIC. They're not really going to funnel into Skylar on the Claude.
It really feels like they're going to be able to, just because there's so much more problems for Navi to think about. It's not just Skylar on the Claude. Remember, again, the Kairi on the Yisun Shin, the Lupi on the Arlet. There's so many heroes that can demand crowd control from Navi that can allow Skylar to get a massive Blazing Duet. Feather Airstrike already used up though.
Yeah, that's early. That's going to be Purify Pops as well. Let's see the turtle. Andoryu is on it. That's going to be Andoryu collecting it, but that's a final slash. Blocking a lot of members down. Keyboy will be the first one to fall here. Lupi now quite isolated, forced to use that flicker, and is able to get away. A great win for Navi, and it seems like they want to get more. The flicker spent. Skylar and Shiva in the mid lane. It seems like they will concede that purple buff.
Mid prio is so important, and you get to see it here. Navi utilize it instantly onto the turtle. They go for the burst. They had proper control. A solid draft from Navi that brings them turtle 1. And ONIC are forced back. Town prediction by Gope. Everybody except for Mirko. Whoa, I've got Navi. I trust in Aldo. I trust in the boy. Keyboy was looking for the play. Oh, unlucky Tsunami Slam. Keyboy gets out. Doesn't even need the Tectonic Charge. But Arashi, talk us through that turtle 1.
Well, Navi have prio first of all, and they also have the fighter jungler. And you're seeing how they're able to move forward and push ONIC away from the neutral objective. Because again, they have ways to kind of mitigate that pick-off style from Navi, but mainly it's just Keyboy, right? So if Keyboy's skills are on cooldown, he himself is quite vulnerable. And Kairi can't really move up to try and get that red tree win. So I feel like Navi played well for the win condition, and ONIC themselves are the ones who kind of forced it. Knowing that they have an assassin slash marksman jungler, they went for the risk and it really didn't pay off for them.
Not at all. Now, can Navi build upon this lead is the question. They've been quite questionable whenever they get the leads usually. It's been very brawly, but that was also when Andoryu gets his hands on assassin junglers that kind of need to be a bit more brawly. On a utility jungle, it's so slow, and that's where you get the full value of the Kalea. You can go for pickoffs, take that one, back away, and then play with the advantage. Navi playing it super slow. This is unlike the Navis we've seen in the past, who just wants to go guns blazing. Even when they were called Rebellion, they're always a team-fighting team. Now starting up the turtle.
First one was for Navi. Will it be the same? Boy, bunch of big tectonic tars. That's the blazing duet with the follow-up. That's gonna be Kyrie this time, equalizing on the new take. Shibe joins in! Lutfi finds a big final slash, and that will be the end of Ukir. And Andor ONIC this time around will find the big win. Navi, Shibe all alone is able to keep his distance, but yeah, what a win.
Classic ONIC recovery. That's why you can never really let your guard down against the final boss. You can win Turtle 1, heck, you can win 3 Turtles, and they'll still be lingering. They have those double health bars when you get them down.
And they know their win conditions, man. The engage by Keyboy there, as expected, and also the patience from Lutfi to hold off on the final slash. Whoa, look at his dive, though.
That's the final slash on towards Cars. Still able to juggle from that turret damage, but Cars is able to get away. Take a look at the reverse side, though. That's going to be calculated. A lot of resources spent. Tectonic charge just to escape. That's worth for ONIC.
Oh, Shive!
Oh! Angle. Wow, cheeky kill there. And Navi actually was able to get the win. Skylar in trouble, half HP. That's a stun. That's a taunt. Uh-oh, blazing duet forced to be used. That San's knocking Andoryu up, but that's about it. Andoryu looking to steal now. They will not commit. They will back away, but they will get the structure bottom side surely.
We got a game in our hands, man. Shive has truly leveled up. Like, he's been the backbone of Navi for the longest time, but the last few matches, last few games we've seen from him, even in the scrim he had with BTRP, shout out to Luke, he was the main man for Navi. The artist prediction obviously favoring ONIC, just like the town prediction. But Navi are still staying in it.
They're doing so well right there. Being able to make ONIC pay for their transgressions, that's great, but now they have the lane control as well. You're seeing Shive already sent away to try and control the wave even more. The confidence to move there in the enemy side of the jungle and, you know, without backup, that's kind of crazy, man. ONIC already on the turtle though, what will they do?
Let's say it seems like they have committed 5 members on that turtle pit. There's in the area though. Feather Airstrike, spend Kyrie, calm retribution.
Oh!
Final slash by Lutfi, isolated, and that's gonna be Lutfi, but Keyboy jumps in with a tectonic charge. That's the damage though from the side of Navi, enough to deal with the frontliners of ONIC. Will they get the mid? Sans and Kyrie is on it, looking for that defense. Navi looking to dive, and seems like they will concede their mid structure. That's a big win for Navi Nation.
I love what we're seeing. We're seeing Navi go back to their roots. This is what really impressed me for Navi when they initially made the debut of Andoryu and Ukir. They know exactly how to tackle games when they're behind. They know exactly what to utilize in every single fight. Here, they know they're going to lose out the red tree battle. Kyrie was a whole 2 levels ahead of Andoryu when the turtle started. So he didn't even use the red tree to go for it. He went for initially the engage, getting the taunt, getting the setup for the feather airstrike, and then he backed away Arashi to peel for their backline.
And it's a great move by Navi overall to just go for that front-to-back team fight. Because remember, there's a big difference here in the mid lane. Sans is not a damage dealer on the Tsushin, not in the same way a Farsa is. So when Navi play a front-to-back composition, they have the benefit of Shive being freely outputting a ton of damage and also having that Farsa. They can throw out all these AoE, get multiple people stuns here. He's just having so much more presence in the team fights in a way that Sans can really get in a skirmish. Man, and Navi is doing a great job just denying ONIC from all those small skirmishes that they would really want to really get ahead here in this game.
That's why we gotta shout out all the really good CC players who play front to back. And we gotta diss all the really bad CC players who get a lead early and think they're assassins and play to dive into the back line. I'm talking about you, Sheffin. Navi, 1,000 gold lead, just playing with their strengths. And the strength is really there. That slow tempo fight, it has negated ONIC's dive completely.
You have to remember that ONIC themselves, again, they don't have a frontliner, right? For the most part, it's just Keyboy. And when he goes in front, you know, him and Lutfi, they want to be diving in. So the backline has been vulnerable. And you saw Lutfi and Keyboy, they cannot tank damage for all that long at all. So they have to try and use their mobility. But like you mentioned, Mirko, Navi playing this slow style denies it. Navi having the taunt, the Tsunami Slam, and all these tools denies it.
Tsunami Slam, Feather Airstrike, that's a combo. Seems like ONIC,
Oh!
gotta be careful there, that's a Lemon Flare defensive one. Seems like with that trade, Navi will be able to control of that river. Now with the conceal, ONIC looking for an angle. That's a stun. Not connecting. That's gonna be Skylar jumping, and that's a Purify though. Oh, gotta be careful. That's a BMI towards the back. Doryu did not connect the Appraiser's Wrath towards Sans, and it's another reset again. Navi winning the trades.
The kite is so clean by Navi. The off angle attack's a good move by Keyboy, placing that wall down to delay the Navi take. Does look like ONIC are in no position to go for the contest though. I don't even think Kyrie wants to go in. Yeah, he knows that Eastern Shin isn't meant to just trace this forward and retry. It's Navi with Lord 1 through their discipline and their really creative angles.
They were chasing that ONIC, but they do not get baited, man. A lot of teams, when they see ONIC so vulnerable like that, they would want to try and get more. But Navi, understanding that they have so much sustain from the Kalia, built in from the CC on the War Axe, they have the Fredrin built-in healing as well. They understood that we can take these short skirmishes, you know, get to half HP, and still stick on the neutral objective. ONIC can't do that. So Navi, again, this is a next level understanding of their win conditions, and they're using it really, really well. With this Lord coming through, they can force a front-to-back again onto ONIC, and force ONIC to use some of their spells onto the Lord. It's looking really good for Navi right now.
Really solid stuff from Navi. The machine doing work too. 1-0-2, 1,800 ahead of Lutpi. Despite the CC advantage of ONIC, well, initially in the draft at least, before we saw the Kalea Fredrin, it was great for the Arlet. But then after seeing these lockdown heroes, you can try to get those vengeance resets, but when you're constantly taunted, knocked up, and then Tsunami slammed down to the ground, and then Curtain called, it gets really tough. Oh, shot, Shive!
Gotta be careful. Oh, that's a Malefic Roar doing work as well. We want the mid. Kyrie is free in the bottom side of the map. Will recall. Oh, that's a final slash on towards Afro. Under the turret! That's going to be the taunt though. Lutpi looking to get out, but that's Skylar, 1 HP! And Ukir finds an angle. Now Cars will not be able to escape as Shive is able to protect and recollect. That's Ukir, feathered airstrike zoning members of ONIC away.
Man, that's a great move. Honestly, by ONIC, they're on the back foot and they're able to force Navi to go for a desperate fight because they sent Kyrie on a split push mission. All things considered, the turret finally does fall. No, he doesn't.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, give it up for ONIC for being able to defend that turret with a composition, well, at least the ones that are alive, who aren't really too good at wave clearing, man. Let's take a look at the replay again, presented to you by our official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. It started with an attempt by Apro. He really tried to get that Tsunami Slam, but this is why you need to calculate the Purify cooldown. I think he was still under the assumption that it was down, and that really costed Navi. Good moves, though, mechanically by Ukir.
Yeah.
Flickering out, that could have been bad. A tectonic charge over. If it was a kill, maybe tier 1 here in the mid lane for Navi would have been taken down.
Well, there's that flicker out, and also the fact that he was able to get that final hit onto Skylar to secure the kill. That made the whole trade a 2-for-2. So initially, without that play, ONIC would have gotten a 2-for-1 trade and kept their base turret. So I think Navi did a great job, but I think now they need to be aware of the wave situation, right? It's not enough to be able to pressure ONIC, because they're understanding that ONIC won't easily be pressured to going for reckless fights. They seem to have set up the wave on top for a slow push. There's going to be a minion advantage there. So Navi, they're playing this slow game, and now ONIC are going to be forced on that big question. Do they want to go for the engage, or do they want to slowly but surely be forced to fight 5v4?
It's going to be tough for ONIC to deal with this. Apro, this time going to go on Lutpi!
Looking for the engage. That's the Tsunami Slam. Feather Airstrike. That's info. That's a great 3-man taunt, but no clear follow of that. Gotta be careful. That's Lutpi jumping, and Keyboy will be the first one to fall on it. Skylar looking for an angle. That's the towards the back by Skylar. That's a cancellation though. Skylar stunned up. That's going to be Skylar down off the board. And ONIC, they're scrambling as Sans and Kyrie will be just zoned away.
Wow. Clean by Navi. Not even the blazing duet from Skylar could take him down.
I thought for a second there that was the moment, but look at this. They're going for the Lord, and they're going for the base turret. Unfinished business by Navi in the mid lane. And Andoryu, again, on low HP, can stick on that Lord. They are using all of the weapons Aldo has given them so efficiently. Oh, dude, 83%!
83% our AI prediction presented by Samsung Galaxy S25 series. Oh, yikes. Navi, the machine, Apro, Ukir, and Doryu, and XPTR man Shive are doing an amazing job. Phenomenal stuff here. Man, that was just so clean. We gotta give him props, always, man. Whenever you see a team play to this level against ONIC in Indo, oh, levels. Red Tree used by Endoryu. Sans no Purify yet. He is in a tough spot. Let's see what Navi do.
Let's see, Afro has a flicker in 3 seconds. Now the Lord will be the main priority. Afro has that flicker and Tsunami Slam play. Seems like their call is, just be patient here. Let's not force things out, you know, 6,000 gold lead against Sonic. Not like you can get that every day. Purify already spot. It's going to be also the final slash committed, so just one remaining base turret for Onic.
Ideally, I think Navi wants this one as well. Oh, Lutpi!
That's the Tsunami Slam, no more Lutpi. Placing the edge from Skyler with the wind of nature, finding the members of Navi. 2 members off the board. The Navi Nation are nervous.
Oh man, that was unfortunate. Shive maneuvered so well, but he saved the flicker and he didn't account for the crit from Kai on the passive. That was just so close. The miscalculation a bit, and now Navi are on the back foot. But look at the wave down below. They gotta handle that. I believe it's still okay, it's not big. It gets handled by Skyler. 2 base turrets down, but the Sky Kings have held on to their far lane base turret, which means they should be able to contest for the next one.
Unfortunately for Navi, they were really desperate to get that final base turret, but ONIC used it against them. Again, the move from Kyrie there to sneakily get some more damage onto Shive. That was almost a clean fight from Navi, with the HP bars from Sonic getting ever so low. But look at this, man. At 16 minutes here, Skylar is catching up, already full items, and Shiva has just lost a bunch of stacks on that Sky Piercer. So hey, slowly but surely, even though ONIC don't really have a strong late game, quote-unquote, they do have 2 marksmen, so the damage output is still there. It depends on how the fights really go, and shows you again that ONIC, they know the possibilities here, and they don't, they don't lose their cool.
But Navi hasn't lost her cool either. I wonder how many stacks Sans is sitting on in the Sky Piercer here, because he has 2 kills. I wonder if it's 2 kills on the Sky Piercer, or if it's just 1 right now. Shiva definitely got a big hit on the Sky Piercer stacks that he was building to. You would hope for at least more than 30 at this point of the game, but he is setting at 20 around there. Ooh, Doryu, no dash.
That's a mistake there with the barrier. Doryu will be able to dash away though. Nothing too critical just yet here. 2,500 gold lead here, 17 minutes. Let's see with that, will it be of use? Seems like both teams are playing it slow. Bottom side are pushing for Navi though.
Yeah, the wave is slowly pushing up, and again, Navi with the sustain advantage and the poke advantage, they don't have to force a fight, but Andoryu is making some aggressive moves.
That's a knock-up, that's a feather airstrike, final slash, great combination, very low for Andoryu. Oh, that's a great stun from ONIC. Navi now re-engaging. Oh, the tectonic torch by Keyboy. Shive isolated and taken down. Good night, Afro and Shive, as ONIC, against all odds, they have found the angle on their winning condition.
Doesn't matter how much of a lead you have. When you're up against the final boss of ID, you gotta play it perfect. One mistake, a slight one, and it's a capitalization. ONIC waited for the Evolved Lord to spawn, sending Lutpi back. Cars doing a lot of damage.
Doryu now looking for an angle. That's Cars though.
Oh!
Repossession! Tyler with the blazing duet is able to find a member, and that will be the end of Cars, and Doryu and Lord will be for the yellow porcupines.
And that's the big moment, man. ONIC now with the gold lead. Even the wave on the bottom side gets handled by Lutpi. So they account for all variables, and they have done it now. 3K ahead, Skylar selling his boots for the Windtalker. They're going for a final big play, and Navi, they need to understand that Shive has to stay alive. It's the main priority at this point, and they're going to be fighting ONIC that has caught up in gold, that has the Lord with them with a damage reduction.
That's why you can never count ONIC out again. They got that clutch factor, man. Keyboy, phenomenal tectonic charge to find Shive, and then the instant initiation from the rest of the team. Shive swapped his items a bit too late. Unfortunately, that was the only nitpick you could really, you know, find in that performance earlier. But now ONIC, it really all relies on how they utilize the Evolve Lord. Unfortunately for ONIC, I don't think this will be the end, unless they can get a pick off on NAVI. But again, you can see how smart NAVI are playing this. They know how powerful an Evolve Lord is. They're not going to walk out inside of the base. They're probably going to give this tier 2 in the mid lane in trade for a little bit of poke onto this Evolve Lord. I think at this point, they're going to have to sacrifice the base turret down below. They cannot take a fight against this ONIC lineup with the Evolve Lord.
Let's see, will they be able to defend after ONIC defended 2 lords from their side? Feather Strike deployed there. Noryu and friends are just prioritizing it. They take the lord down now. What they need to prioritize is save as many as base turrets. ONIC with the conceal looking for an angle. Seems like they just want the base turret in the mid. They will get it though now. More offense from the yellow porcupines looking to destroy their last remaining base turret. That's the Tsunami Slam. Responds with the immunity. That's a Feather Airstrike though, committed. ONIC, they should not force this one. Okay, looking for an angle. Ooh. Very, very just cheeky there, but seems like NAVI and ONIC will remain with 5 players respectively.
They got the value they were looking for, ONIC. 3 base turrets. Now they're the ones who hold the advantage. And it's the far lane that's most important. The mid and top, it's more of an equalizer, but having defended their own base turret in the last few sieges of NAVI, and now cracking open that base turret down below, means that it'll be always free for ONIC in the bottom lane. Slow pushing constantly.
And obviously has the X factor, the Tsunami Slam. They've had the setup advantage again and again, but they have been the ones engaging in you know, initiating some of these fights. I think they're gonna play them in a bit more measured fashion. They're moving to the top side right now. Again, now ONIC has the advantage and they're taking their time with this.
That wave, man, in the bottom lane, they
So annoying.
keep on letting it go. And NAVI, unfortunately, don't really... Oh!
Sounds clear. It's a Feather Airstrike also committed, so that's gotta be a great reaction to
Cars.
just Stalker Cars. Pop just Tsunami Slam. No immortality for Lutfi. Knocked up is huge, and that's gonna be on Doryu finding the kill. That's gonna be Keyboy and Lutfi off the board.
The wave.
Gotta be careful. The wave is coming in the bottom side, and Skylar has immortality. And now it's 5v3 though for Navi Nation.
There's a massive wave in the bottom lane, but the wave spawned just in time too, and NAVI get all the value. They win out the fight. They have a wave spawning to deal with the build-up wave, and Kai has to recall. NAVI are looking for the end.
30 seconds on Lutfi, 35 on Keyboy. They gotta handle this mid-wave. Hound Shocker pop. Seems like they will be able to. For this one, Nandoryu surely knocked up. Stunned again. Not enough damage though to really be a threat towards Fredrin. And it's a reset.
It looks like a bad call. Is it a bad call, Arashi?
I feel like certainly going for the Lord will be the better angle, but they were able to pressure ONIC from making any moves, and they were able to clear the wave on the bottom side. And the 2 casualties from ONIC still aren't up. It's actually not a bad move at all.
Kai.
And for an angle, no. It's like no window was available for Kai to find that steal. So it will be another defense for ONIC.
Beautifully done.
With the Lord though, this time, the front to back from NAVI is just that much scarier. They gotta escort it, man. They cannot allow ONIC to kind of shred it down before the big moment. Conceal from Afro.
Oh, Skylar.
No flicker though from Afro. So hanging on that Tsunami Slam. Kyrie forced to recall. So they will defend with 4, technically with Keyboy off angle. Another air strike. Tectonic charge cancel from the back. The big stun and the final slash. The combination from ONIC. They have to deal with the Lord though. Will it be enough? No Skylar to defend. Now NAVI looks to force the issue. That's going to be Cars trying to take a peek, take a jab on the turret. But that's a big double from Sans. And ONIC have defended 3 Lords in this game.
Give it to him. That's Keyboy. What a tectonic charge. Wow. Flashback to the M5 World Championship when he was able to turn a 12,000 gold lead from AP Brent to a win on his Tigreal. Now it's on a Grok, the revamped one. With an Evolved Lord, Navi wasn't able to end. Now it's just the machine.
Let's say the machine will not be able to do much, just perhaps buy time, but that's a godlike. And ladies and gentlemen, after defending 3 lords in this game, the Yellow Porcupines will secure game 1.
The Sky Kings live in the clutch. They are the clutch. Keyboy. Damn.
Oh man, that was a game, man. We said it before. If Navi are able to make it close to put up a fight against ONIC, that in itself is a win, and they almost took a game win there against a very good, a clean-looking ONIC that weren't making too many mistakes. Unfortunately, in the deepest moment of the clutch, that's where ONIC find that big moment, man. Navi did not see it coming.
Keyboy. Time and time again. Oh man, we gotta take a look at the